Welcome to my channel. So in front of you, you see this napkin with a bunch of seeds on it. There's 18 seeds from one lemon. Now this is not totally typical, but not all of these seeds are viable. This seed right here is not viable, I can tell. This seed right here is not viable, or it's very unlikely to be viable. This seed here does not look like it's very viable, nor does that one look viable either. So out of the 18, I'm missing at least 6. 6 are no good. So the first thing we do is we select all the good ones that we think are good. We put them to the side, so that way we're not getting them all mixed up. We separate the good from the bad, and while we're going through, we can pinch them. And if they feel squish, they're no good. If they feel too rigid, they're no good. If they don't feel like they're plump enough, they're probably no good. If they have no resiliency to them, if they feel like they got a little air bubble in them, they're no good. If they feel like they're too thin, they're no good. So most of these are not very good at all. And I may open them and try them just on principle, but out of the 18 or so seeds, there's 2, 4, 6 that are basically decent. So that's separating out the quality from the non-quality seeds. Doesn't take a lot of effort. So at this point, you take out your best seeds of your quality seeds and you separate them out. Okay? The plumpest, the fattest, the largest, the ones that look like they're going to do the best. And you can see that I only have 3 good seeds that I like. And then there's 3 good seeds that are maybes. That's these guys right here. So there's the really probably not very good. The next generation that might work, maybe, but they'll probably be weak. And then there's the full plump ones. So out of one lemon, 3 seeds look like they're totally viable. So just so you understand, this seed has a coating on it. And I have to strip that coating off before I can use it as a seed. And the tip of the seed is very soft, right there, that white part. And so I can break that with my thumbnail, just like so. Can't do it very easily because it's kind of wet. And these are kind of slimy. I'm going to do this off camera because I can get a better grip on it without trying to still my hands in front of the camera. But basically, you can see that I've broken through that little skin layer, and all I'm doing is just peeling that skin layer off. I'm getting underneath that skin layer into that zone right there. What that does is it allows water to get to the actual seed, and then that way I can actually germinate the seed that's on the inside very easily without a lot of trouble. So there's the seed on the inside. I nicked it with my fingernail, unfortunately, but the bottom of the seed is here, so I think that will grow, no problem. And I think the rest of the seed will be fine. I haven't had a lot of these die on me. I've had success, as you've seen in my last video. Or you could look back through the videos and find the video that I'm talking about where I've had multiple lemon seeds growing from seed without any problem. Basically, I have something like 80 or 90% success rate if I'm paying attention to the seed and the germination conditions and the timing of the season. So right now it's still summer, so my seeds should still do very well. So that's the seed right there. Okay, you can tell that that's very different from the coated seed. They look very much different. Okay, these start off roughly the same size, and you can see how large the coating is on there. So that dark spot is the bottom of the seed, and that's what goes into the ground first. That's this guy right here, that side right there. Okay. The next one, we're doing the same thing. All we're trying to do is just take that skin off. And I'm just using my fingernails, no special tools, no special devices. I don't need to spend any money to do this. I don't need to put it in the refrigerator. I don't need to wait a week. I just take the seed out of the lemon, dry it off, start working it, and then put it back in the ground immediately so it doesn't desiccate. Because if it desiccates, it's no good to us, because that's the viability factor that we're talking about. While the seed is still moist, it's viable, which means it's alive, has a vested interest in survival, and it wants to continue to grow for its survival. And as long as it survives, then other things can survive that utilize it, and it can spread more of its seeds around. That's a survival mechanism for cooperation. So instead of being in competition with everything around you, you cooperate with everything around you, and everything utilizes you to grow bigger, better, faster, stronger. And it's not competition because it usually produces a lot of things for you. Lemons can produce oil and seeds and more lemons and shade and, food and shelter for little critters and animals. But there's the seed. Okay, that's the seed right there. Pretty good. Last but not least. So, when people are stopping you from getting, unemployment checks because they have a million little forms to fill out, and it's very frustrating. Remember, it doesn't cost you anything to plant a seed, and the seed can produce fruit for you in the future, and it doesn't require you to fill out a form or paperwork, and it won't deny you either. It'll always give to you. That little seed will always give me something back. We like to call that an ROI, or return on investment. Now, I think those 3 seeds are going to do the best, but I'm going to use these other 3 seeds also, because I want to give them a chance, a fighting chance to survive. They may produce a different sized tree because the growth may be stunted, or they may do extremely well. I've had really bad looking seeds actually do very well for me in the past. Unfortunately, I've had to move so many times I haven't been able to watch my trees grow, but I know where the trees are. Why do I know where the trees are? Because I'm the one that planted them. And you always know where you left your food, especially if it's something that you're looking at coming back to harvest from later in an economic downturn, or in the event of a catastrophic failure in our economy, or some type of an invading force. So I'm going to keep these separate because I don't think they're going to do as well, but I'm just going to strip them down anyways. And then I'll show you the difference between the seeds. Again, personally, I like to do this to calm down and passively resist the governing body that's upsetting me, or instead of being mad, I like to solve problems. And when people get me really upset, I aim towards solutions, because everybody's got problems, and mine are not better or worse than yours. They're just different. But when I get upset or I get angry, I don't like being in that state, and so I go solve problems. One of the simplest solutions for me is to plant trees. I get mad, frustrated, think about it. What can I do? And tree planting usually comes to mind. And there's another seed. That one's looking pretty good too. So we're going to keep going. Last one. And then the rest go into compost, because those are all basically no good, I can tell from here. Don't have to work hard at it. There's not a lot of effort involved. This has cost me nothing but eating a lemon so far, which is provide better health for me because I get all the vitamin C out of it. And the pulp from the fruit, it's kind of nummy in my drinks. So I like to have a little lemonade or spruce up my tea with some lemon, or spruce up my fruit juice with a lemon squeeze in it. And that doesn't cost nothing, but yeah, that seed doesn't look so good. Here, I'm going to show you. This seed looks like it's not doing so hot. I'm going to try it anyways, but yeah, of the three of those, that one looks the weakest. This looks the second weakest. That one looks almost as strong as the others. So here's one of the others. Here's one of the weak ones. And you can see they're distinctly different in their shape and their size. You know, oddly enough, I mean, I can see the difference in their viability right off. That one that's really long is this one. It's basically crap compared to this one. This one's much nicer looking. Looks like it'll do much better. Now that doesn't mean that they both won't do well. It just means that I've seen the larger, rounder seeds perform better under similar conditions to the longer, slender seeds. Well, that's all I have for you today. So that's lemons 101. You just take them, stick them in the ground. You don't have to stick them too deep. About the distance of their length deep is about good enough. So if you have any questions or comments, leave it below. Thanks.